For me and the funnel team, Savings Highway Global was a company that we were partnered with for many, many years. And then we had to unfortunately jump ship, and they lost all of their financial data and crashed. And our team literally lost thousands of members and hundreds of thousands of dollars in income. So what I wanted to do is for you watching, I know I have lots of people that are saying, hey, why did you make this move? Why are you with myEcon now? What happened to Savings Highway Global? So I wanted to do this for you so you could see black and white. I know many of you guys probably watching this video might still be with Savings Highway Global, and that's good on you if that's what you want to do. But I just want to show you some black and white data so you can see it for yourself. Now, of course, when we were in Savings Highway Global, obviously, you protect your brand, you protect the company that you're with, you're proud of the company that you're with. And we shouted that from the rooftops. And for very obvious reasons, as you go through and you watch this video, I want you to have the clear understanding so you can take my opinion right on out of it. And I just want you to look at data.
Hey there, Kirsty Snyder here, #1 earner for over a year and a half in my late business, Savings Highway Global. This video is about to expose the actual truth, the data, the facts, including screenshots from the CEO himself, Steve Gresham, and his corporate leadership. Now, I am completely done with Savings Highway Global, and this video is going to expose exactly why, how it disrupted, impacted, and created damage across my entire team, the funnel team, because of everything that they've done. Everything that I'm about to discuss with you is important for you to understand, to have proof around, to have screenshots. Feel free to take screenshots yourself, pause at whatever you got to do so that you know the truth. Everything that has happened since mid-December 2023 until now is completely unethical. It's something that is not only disruptive, it's disgusting, and it needs to be shared because there are so many people who have been damaged because of this, because of the dishonesty that Savings Highway Global and Steve Gresham have held or decided not to hold. It's ridiculous. Now, there's a lot of screenshots, there's a lot of data and proof, things that have happened behind the scenes that you may or may not know about. And I'm going to expose them today because I genuinely care about your safety. I want you to be able to win online. And if you choose to do Savings Highway Global now or in the future, I caution you very, very strongly to not partake in it. Savings Highway Global is dishonest, and you need to know why. Now, going to share my screen because everything that I'm about to share is proven. My intent is to give you proof and facts, as you can see here, for what's going on. And I caution you to make an informed decision whether to stay with Savings Highway Global or to not because of the dishonesty that has happened and continues to happen. You can watch part 1 by clicking here, but to be blunt with you, I don't know if that's necessary because everything that you're going to see now is even more proof and facts, screenshots shared, because you need to be informed for the safety that you may or may not have anymore with Savings Highway Global. In my opinion, definitely not having the safety. Now, this is where the problem began. I'm going to highlight a little bit of what's happening, as you can see here with my red circle, because I want you to pay attention to specific things. On December 13th, as you can see here, Daniel Cupp, my business partner, says, programming updates during payroll on Wednesday. Talk about bad timing, especially when we're trying to build momentum right before Christmas, okay? Steve, the CEO, decided to do a payroll update, a supposed payroll update, on Wednesday when our commissions were not sent out till about 6 p.m. Mountain time. Normally they come in around noon or 1 o'clock Mountain time. Some might say, oh, well, 5-hour difference, is that a big deal? Here's the big deal about it. It's with commissions. I knew you would complain. They will have them out shortly. It was probably within a couple hours after that, after he knew we would complain, that commissions were ironically paid. This was the first alarm. This was something that could not be okay. And where me, Daniel Cupp, and my other business partner, Bill Marler, decided, this is weird. He thought it was better to not say anything and how they normally pay early, right? Well, he didn't respond to any of this message here. As you can see, it's large. That's why there's a little arrow there. That's why I asked him, and feel free to take a screenshot, feel free to pause the video. That's why I asked him if he would open up the entire message, which he never did. Now, 3 days later, Bill Marler, my business partner, was the first to message Steve, the CEO, that the site was down. Friday, the 15th of December, it was up, it was working fine, had multiple sales that day. And Saturday morning, the 16th, the site was down. No, my friend, it was not scheduled. So for all of you who experienced that weekend, oh, it's a scheduled maintenance. Oh, we're making it better. No, it wasn't. It was not scheduled. It was out of surprise. As you can see here, Bill Marler, hey, the website's down. They're working on it. Thanks. Why does it continue to go down? It's not normal. I don't know why it's down now. Plexum is down. So is the host server. Okay, great. Steve Gresham, as you can see, is responding to Bill Marler in our group chat here. Okay. December 16th. These are the two things that the Savings Highway Global site said as it was waiting for maintenance to be resolved, right? Which actually, as I just mentioned, was not scheduled. It was not a maintenance thing at all, but rather an error to the backup hosting and the files safe for our subscriptions and our team members, which later came out, which Steve, the CEO, hid for weeks and never actually told anyone about. Now, this is what it looked like initially. That's what it looked like after that. Can you imagine the alarms from leads for marketers trying to get sales? Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Yeah, I probably wouldn't enroll either. Now, right here, Sunday, the 17th. Hey, here's the update. There's a serious problem with the hosting company, and as of right now, it can't be resolved. We can't turn it back on yet. Hoping to get it resolved tomorrow. You'll be the first to know. I'll text you as soon as you know more. Then I respond, as you can see here, 4 minutes later. It took you 22 hours to say that because we've asked for communication and support. You've not replied to our messages, concerns. Have you even read them? And if you know me at all, you know I use the word barf a lot because when something is gross, I say, yep, barf. I'm so out of alignment with this lack of communication, Steve. It makes me want to barf. Do better. Thanks. Now, some of you out there might be like, wow, she is very bold with the CEO. Yes, I am. Because we've had a relationship of responsibility. We've had a relationship of accountability of which he has not come to the par with, which makes me very upset. Now, right here, Bill Marler says, important question. How is billing going to be handled for the days we lost? Is there a procedure in place to handle and get us back square? Steve Gresham says, Plexum can go back and rerun the billing for any days we specify. First, we must get it back up. Okay, so put a pin in this because later on when he does not pay us for 3 weeks in a row, remember how he said we can rerun billing for specific days. And then he intentionally chose a couple weeks later in December to not pay members. Interesting. Now, Monday, December 18th. Hey, been another 2 hours since hearing anything. It's now 4 p.m. Eastern. Any chance we have a clear update? And as you can see, Bill Marler says, yep, it's 5 o'clock. We can't go another night like this. You're getting the gist, right? Now listen, 4 days later, Thursday, the 21st, the week right before Christmas, in the morning, Steve says, I'll send an update soon. I'll send an update soon, about an hour and a half later. It's about Bluehost. It's about how we're going to get it resolved. It's about all the things, right? Then about 8 hours later, he says, depending on a few factors, we are planning to have logins, benefits, and ability for people to update cards this weekend. Found out today that last week, Bluehost had another company, lots of layoffs. They were bought out is what it sounds like. Here's what I want you to pay attention to and what Steve Gresham, the CEO of Savings Highway Global, did not say for weeks inside of his emails, inside of any communication that he gave the field for not only my funnel team within Savings Highway Global, but also those on my sideline. Now, benefits and ability to update cards this weekend. So that would have been the 23rd of December, of which did not happen, of which he did not ever say we'll update cards. The only way to get the information back, because the site went down on the 16th, the only way to get the information back and to have your subscription now be paying you, apparently, was to update cards. Wow. Sounds really, really in integrity, doesn't it? Not. Now, right here, as you can see, found out they laid off people. I have a lawyer on it too. No, he doesn't. It's unfortunate. But anyway, we'll get this together and we'll be bigger and better. Hey, cool. So then the next day, literally 24 hours later, hey, we're still working on it. I'll send you an update. And then right after Christmas, we were literally crickets all weekend long from Friday, the 22nd to Tuesday, the 26th. So Christmas had come and gone. No one's getting paid. People are confused. It's now been 10 days of the site going down for an unscheduled maintenance. that he initially didn't even know about. We are still working on the project and expect members to be able to log in soon. Now, on the 26th, okay, just another screenshot of that continued message above here. Good morning. We're still working on a project and expect members to be able to log into their new servers. I don't have an exact time yet. They're getting closer. I'll keep you updated. Okay, so that's the 26th at 8 in the morning. Don't hear anything until right here when Daniel Kump, my business partner, says, do we have an ETA? And then Steve, sometime that day, says, new servers are installed and working. Okay, on the 27th of December, they're installed and working. Okay, except now it's the 8th at the time of this video that you're watching now, and it wasn't until late last night on January 7th that people were able to log in. Weird. Compensation plan is working, is it? Because we were told last night on the 7th of January that the matrix and the compensation and all of that wouldn't be done till February. Weird. Why would he say that? We're importing user data now. We should be able to have login access benefits and update cards soon. So again, telling me, Bill Marler and Daniel Kump, the truth of how the data was gone, the site went down, it wasn't a scheduled maintenance, and how in order to have access to SHG again, you're going to have to update your card. Why? Because they lost all the data. They did not have a backup plan. They did not have backup entities. They were completely idiotic, I guess is a great way to put it. Okay. And then moving on. We'll have to look at the imported data before I give an ETA. It's being imported now. Really? It's being imported now on December 27th. Yet we didn't have access till January 7th. Weird. 10 days later, again. Working to get it done as fast as possible. We'll keep you posted. We've had members asking about pay today. Is it happening? Okay, listen. If you know anything about Ponzi schemes, this is where it takes the cake for this certain part in this video. Since there's no revenue for the last pay period, there will not be any commissions for this week. So literally 2 days after Christmas, he decides not to pay anyone because it's been down for now 11 days due to his fault. And he's not going to pay anyone because he needs new money to pay out new commissions. That's literally a Ponzi scheme. And then he tells us what to send our team members if they ask why they're not getting paid. So here's the message. Dear SHG family, as you may know, our Savings Highway Global website is currently undergoing a major upgrade. No, it's not. It's an unscheduled maintenance because of his lack of data and planning and having backup. So no, it's not going under a major upgrade, not at all. And then that message continued so you can see it. The process began on Saturday, December 16th and is nearly complete. Really? It's nearly complete. Yet we didn't have access till January 7th after midnight. Okay. During this upgrade, billing for membership was paused, so there's been no revenue during this time period. Because of that, there will be no commissions paid this week, and there will be no billing or revenue generated. We're about to resume billing, and commissions will flow once again. That's weird because we've not been paid for now 3 weeks in a row. What's more, in 2024, you'll experience even faster payouts. We truly appreciate your patience and cooperation on this journey. Your support means the world to us. And then he sends a bunch of stuff that isn't applicable. Now, right here, this is my response when he says we're not going to pay because we don't have new money to pay new commissions. Ponzi scheme. I say, Steve, there is a difference between it being the rep's fault with no commissions because, say, a person isn't getting sales compared to it being on SHG for why we wouldn't and couldn't have commissions. That message continued, as you can see here. I would highly recommend paying out whatever you paid on the 4th week of November, just like you did last week. Have a good day. The reason I brought this up and the reason I said that on the 27th is because the 3rd week of December, what was it, the 21st, whatever that Wednesday was, after the site went down, he paid the exact amount he paid on November, the 3rd week of November. But yet a week later, he can't do that. Why? That seems very alarming. Plus, it's not the rep's fault. It's not the field's fault that the site went down because of his mistakes, because of his lying. It went down due to no fault of our own, yet he's not going to pay. It doesn't make any sense. Now, right here, There are 3 examples of what the site said as it was undergoing maintenance for well over 3 weeks. Okay. We apologize for the inconvenience. Our server is being upgraded. Please check back within 2 to 3 days to access your members area back office. Really? 2 to 3 days, huh? Yeah, it's been what? 23 days at the time of this video? Weird. Hey, SHG family, you'll soon be able to access your benefits, refer others, and get paid faster. Big updates coming soon. Really? No, there's no updates coming soon. It was your mistake, your mishap for not having the proper things in place and then lying to the field. And then last one, our servers are currently being enhanced for a bigger and better experience. Okay, you get the point. It's not a bigger and better experience when he's been promising these types of things for years now. Okay. Right here, inside of the Facebook group in Savings Highway Global. SHG family, we are making some big upgrades, which will allow us to be able to scale not just to 1 million, but millions of members. Thank you for your patience. Now, let me be clear, Steve Gresham and corporate leadership and those watching about Savings Highway Global and whether to stay with them or not. They've been in business for almost 2 decades, and they've not even crossed 8,000 active members. Why? Because of crap like this. So as much as we want to believe your vision, we don't. We couldn't get to 1 million people if all you do is lie. If all you want to do is be dishonest to people who truly care about making money for their family and saving money in a correct way. And then right here, okay, on the 3rd, so almost a week ago at the time of this video, if you're watching it on the 8th, Savings Highway Global sends out an email saying Wednesday night, the 3rd, okay, you can see it continued here. Oop, right here, register. We're releasing the beginning of 2024. Register for the call, yada, yada. Super awesome, right? He specifically says that he is going to have us be able to log in, that we can log in that night. Member area opens and commissions flow. That was sent Monday or Tuesday, so the 1st or 2nd of January. Hey, register for the 3rd. Here's all the information to get registered, because the members area opens and commissions are going to flow. So Wednesday being when you get paid, you're supposed to get paid that day, and you're supposed to be able to log into your members area after waiting since the 16th with an unscheduled supposed maintenance that was happening, right? Here's what Steve Gresham, the CEO of Savings Highway Global, covered on Wednesday's call on the 3rd. First, he turned off the chat so no one could ask questions. He talked for 10 minutes about integrity at the beginning of the call. He went in to say that SHG is a 17-plus-year-old company, right? About 2 decades. He then talked about how to go use the calculator to estimate savings, which I'll get to in just a moment. He said there was a backup, which there wasn't, as you can see above with all those screenshots I just shared. There was no backup. That's why your card information was gone. He referenced how he's never had a problem like this. Okay, now listen. You make it to the end of this video, I'm going to explain and expose exactly why that is a full-on lie, because he has had problems like this multiple times, actually. In about 3 seconds worth, he mentioned how the credit card data was lost. But then he hopped into the fact that he'd pay 100% commissions for the rest of January if someone puts in their card information once the website is supposedly back up. Okay, so let me just pause on that. You lost the credit card information. You didn't say anything about it for 3 weeks. You then tell me, Daniel Kump, and Bill Marler in a group chat that you cannot pay commissions. Now it's been 3 weeks of no commissions at all because you don't have money coming in. Yet all of a sudden, you have enough money to pay 100% commissions for the rest of January so that people can get sales once the site's back up. Okay. Sounds like a really interesting bribe. Now, he mentions things like this take 3 months to repair, but don't worry, he's done it in 3 weeks. Really? No, it's because you didn't have a backup data. You didn't have an entity with anything there. And you've been lying to the members, all of us, creating so much damage and you're not even aware of it, or you just really like scamming people. I'm not sure. He then mentions that the matrix will not be fixed till February. So sure, go in your back office, update your credit card, and then I won't be able to pay you on any residuals that you've done for however long you've been in Savings Highway Global, and it won't be updated till February. That's 4 weeks out at the time of this video. Weird. And then he bragged about not having genealogy holes with this new software. Now, let me just put a pin in this right here. Late last year, 2023, or even in 2022, Steve Gresham specifically had a 7K system that specifically talked about getting X amount of members who get X amount of members, duplication, blah, blah, blah. And the money that you could make with it included compression, meaning no genealogy holes. Weird that now this new system, because of his data lost, now doesn't have genealogy holes. So the system that Steve Gresham launched was based on the fact that he didn't have genealogy holes, but this entire time, since it was founded about 2 decades ago, it's had holes. So the CEO himself gave compliance income statements that were not accurate. Weird. And then at the very end of this call on the 3rd, he said the site will be up in 24 to 48 hours. Interesting, because the email that was sent out on the 1st or 2nd saying to register for the 3rd said members area will be open and people will be getting paid. But don't worry, Wednesday came and went. And at the very end of the call, he said it'll be up by Friday. Really? I find that odd. Just saying. And then ever since the call, we've had multiple people in Savings Highway Global Facebook group ask for the replay, and crickets, as you can see here. We've had people ask, hey, is it go time? No login, just promises every day. They said the site would be up by Friday. What's really going on? Exactly. What is really going on? Funny. Right here, still can't get logged into my back office, right? I have a question. Once we get access to our back office, will the matrix be at the same place it was with our referrals in place? I agree, Cheryl. Will it? I don't know. And then Amber says, we've been asking that for a few weeks, still trying to log in with no success. Yep, Amber, I agree. Checked out the new page, couldn't sign in. Oh, look, Taylor's having the same problem. Just check the page, can't sign in. Yep, Phil is facing the same issue. Can't log in, but don't worry. Tim Jones, who's also a rep, just like me, just like Daniel Kump, just like Bill Marler, he gets affiliate commissions just the same as if he were to sell Savings Highway Global. Yet he's over client relations, and he says to check the email. Weird, because the email that he specifically tells Kim to check said that they'd be able to log in on January 3rd. Weird. There was no replay sent out. No emails responded to about the requested replay. Why? Why not just deliver on time like you say? Savings Highway Global, Steve Gresham. Why not just say what you're going to do and actually do it? Why on Monday morning, January 8th, at the time of this video, this is what it said. Okay. January 8th is when you're watching this video. If you watch it on the day I launch it on my YouTube channel. Last night, the 7th, in the morning, we were told that you'll be able to access your members area that evening. You know, it wasn't launched until after midnight Eastern time. So now everyone's asleep. Everyone was impatient all day long. This is what it said at 6:38 my time last night on the 7th. Still can't log in. Interesting. Now, I'm going to shift gears for a second here. Let's take a walk down memory lane. Remember how Steve said it's never happened before? He said specifically on January 3rd during his Zoom call that no one got access to the replay for. No one was informed about a replay. No one was responded to about a replay. Why? Because he's being dishonest. Remember how he said it hadn't happened before? Weird. Because on the 2nd of May, 2020, he says, you can now resume referring new signups. Okay, so the site was down back in 2020. You couldn't sign people up and now you can. Same day. Check the post I just posted. No one can join. You need to update your hosting and bandwidth and get the top pack immediately. This needs to be fixed ASAP. Yep, Cody, I agree. And then right here, Dawn, 3 years ago, says, is that why the confirmation emails are delayed too? I've been waiting 12 hours. Interesting. Oh, wait, but it's never happened before. Really? Right here, Steve Gresham, May 10th, 2020 says, we've been working on the servers for Savings Highway Global to make it fast. Really? So an unscheduled maintenance yet again. Oh, and August 13th, 2020, we've added another merchant gateway. Right now, new members can't sign up. We will update you as soon as it's integrated and new members can join. Oh, but don't worry. On January 3rd, 2024, Steve Gresham specifically states that this has never happened before. Okay, sure. Here's another thing. If the site is not back up until this morning, the 8th of January, 2024, how are they canceling memberships and showing screenshots of the cancellation being done? Give you examples right here from my personal email. Example right here. Ashley had 2 things she wanted canceled. I then replied, because I was CC'd on the email, and said, the site's not back up. How are you able to cancel it if supposedly no one has access to the back office? Yet corporate, the support team, whoever that is, canceled her 2 memberships. How if the site was not back up? And that was January 6th. The site went back up early morning on the 8th. This morning, someone who I help all the time, she's on my team. She says, I've tried reaching out to SHG 3 times about tax forms. She's not getting a response. Why? No, she's not going to put in her credit card information. She can't even get a response. Why? Why? The site's back up, isn't it? Weird. Don't know about you, but I can't help but agree with these folks here. Okay. As you can see right here, let me just scroll this bad boy up so you can see it. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Make sure you can see it here at the bottom. James, oops, scoot that back once. James says, oh, still scrolling, people. Told you it was unedited. So much for 48 hours. Stop lying. Yep, James, amen. And right here in the Savings Highway Global group, promises, still not back up. Yeah, because it went up after over-promising and under-delivering 3 different times, which now begs the question and concern of these things here. July 18th, I specifically text Steve Gresham and say, hey, Steve, when are we supposed to get our SHG rings? You hit a certain rank, you get a ring, much like this, right? And then I say, I hit that rank over a month ago, which is fine, but I have others waiting for a lot longer than that. If we could have communication on it, that'd be great. Thank you. That was July. Then on the 4th of October, so 3 months later, they say to pick out our rings. You know, up to this date on January 8th, we still never received those rings for hitting ranks within the business. But that's not even the problem. The problem is, how many more things can we just never have full honesty on? Sure, the rank ups, the rings, the whatever. They were never handled or delivered. Compression not being done since we first requested it in 2019. And get a load of this. Ugh, makes me want to barf. Cross-recruiting from SHG's supposed top leaders, including Steve Gresham, the CEO. Back in April 2023, Steve Gresham contacted one of my best leaders within my funnel team, my Savings Highway Global team, cross-recruited him into something else. That leader of mine then left Savings Highway Global because Steve Gresham told him to not tell Kirsty or Daniel, the CEO himself, cross-recruiting my members. Disgusting. More interesting things below happening now since SHG went down. All of a sudden, I have almost 200 mutual friends with Steve Gresham. Really weird. Why is he adding all of my friends? Ken Bollinger, someone who's spoken on stage multiple times, promoting something completely different. And look who is inside. Faith Bridges, Tim Jones, the person over client relations, and Isaiah Searson. Why? These three people have literally spoken on stage at SHG events, and they are cross-recruiting people. Weird. Why is Tim Jones calling my reps? Why? Why is Bill Constane, who's over the investment side of SHG, how to prepare your future with the right investments, why is he contacting my reps? Why? As you can see here, the director over client relations, Tim Jones, and the investment partner of Savings Highway Global wants to be friends with my personally sponsored members in Savings Highway Global. Why? It's weird. Now listen, was there a replay of January 3rd? No. Will the matrix be rebuilt? Did we even get an answer on that? Did we get a timeline? Did we get exactly why it would take so long? Or what happened? No, we didn't. Now that the site is live, they have a savings calculator, screenshots of everyone's savings, but they're fake savings. They're estimates of what a person could save depending on the survey that they fill out for how many people are in their family, for how many groceries they get each month, etc. Yet Steve Gresham tells people to text and email, to post their savings number, insinuating what they've saved when they have not saved that amount. On top of that, when you look at the new site, there's a membership now, an annual membership, but you can only pay the annual membership through Zelle or crypto. That's weird. Zelle is like Venmo. Zelle is what you use to pay someone on Facebook Marketplace when you're buying something like old clothes. And if you know anything about Zelle, you have to send your payment to a phone number or an email. Weird. Because to get my nails done, I pay her through Zelle, through her phone number. And now you're just supposed to trust that when you go annual for, the X amount of money that they decide annual is, that you're going to then trust that the person you sent the money to, probably Steve Gresham, his phone number, that they'll now disperse it 10 levels deep. Here's the other thing. For the annual membership, it says no refunds available for annual, as you can see here. Right here, if you're not completely satisfied with your monthly membership, you can email and get a 7-day refund. But there's no annual memberships. You don't get refunds for that. Weird. You're going to pay through Zelle, just like I pay my nail technician to do my nails all cute. And then you're not going to get a refund. And you're just going to blindly trust that it's going to be paid on 10 levels accordingly. Really? What kind of company doesn't have a refund? It says 100% satisfaction, as you just saw. And then a couple sentences later said no refunds available. Listen, Savings Highway Global, Steve Gresham, and their corporate leadership, or whatever the heck they are, has missed deadline after deadline. They've missed thousands and thousands of dollars that we'll never get back because they decide not to pay because they're a Ponzi scheme, apparently. Now, they have an annual membership with no refunds available, and you can only pay through someone's phone number. They have fake savings on the website. They're encouraged in text and email from Steve Gresham to go post their supposed savings, which insinuates Billy Bob or whoever saved X amount when they have not. They're guaranteeing it by posting it so many places and having that be the focus of their stuff, aside from the annual membership that you can pay for but not get a refund for. We aren't getting our questions answered. And on top of all of that, we're now being forced to pay our membership with the threat of being compressed out even if we haven't paid a payment in years. Here's the thing. Once you have 4 sales, you don't pay anymore. So people who had money in reserve for $20, for $200, for $500, that's gone. They don't have the money in reserve anymore to pay for their now supposed membership now that the site is back up on January 8th. Why? Isn't that interesting? Steve Gresham is stealing what money was in reserve. And you're okay with that? Once you have 4 sales, you don't pay anymore. I've literally not paid my titanium membership since January 2022. And now I'm threatened to be suspended, if I don't pay for my membership. Lots of people want to downgrade if they even decide to get back in Savings Highway Global, and they can't. They can't. Whatever membership they came in at is what they have to do. Why? Interesting take there, Steve. Now, this is what the back office looks like. You have to update your billing. Okay. Just like you can see here, this email that I got, if I go to log in, let's just do this live right now. If I go to log in, hit the sign up link here, I can log into my husband's account. This is what it looks like. There's literally nothing. I have to update my billing in order to get anything at all. Let's actually log me out and see if I can log into my own. Okay. Weird. Right here. User and password entered do not match your account. Well, I haven't changed my password. Why can't I log in? Steve, why can't I log in? And again, Cheryl to the punch. I have a question. Once we have access to our office, will the matrix be back? Check your email. And then Cheryl specifically says, there isn't anything in the video on how to pay with the money that was in our back office before the site went down. So Cheryl, for example, had money in reserve because of commission she had, and now she can't use that money, her money, in reserve because it's now gone. She had a payment in reserve. Why would we pay with our own money when we had commissions in reserve? He's literally stealing money. It's disgusting. Right here, you can see the rest of Cheryl's comment. I had 20 in the wallet that wasn't paid out. Why would we pay with our own credit card and not what we had in there? Amen, Cheryl. And then Daniel Comp, my business partner, says, correct. We've been asked to pay again, even though our membership should come out of our commissions, which is literally what it says. Interesting. Shout out to Amber Taylor. You can read this right here. Okay. You've heard it first from Savings Highway Global Lies. The servers did not go down. They lost their merchant account and also got rid of accounts payable in the matrix. Just like you guys were not told, you have to put in your credit card info. You can watch part 1 of my Savings Highway Global playlist here because that's something that they did not say. They had leaders in genealogy holes that were earning money for doing the minimum amount of work rather than tell the truth. CEO Steve Gresham lied to everyone on Christmas and stopped paying. One clue that will help affiliates understand everything is intact on the back office except the stuff that he's deleted to pretend that the server went down. Yeah. Everyone's personal picture is still there. If the servers were truly deleted, no one's profile image would still be intact. And then again, Amber says, would you trust Savings Highway Global with doing the right thing for annual memberships? You can pause it and read this. No, I wouldn't. I totally echo what Amber is saying here, because if you're going to pay through Zelle and it's just someone's number, how could you then trust that you're going to be dispersed 10 levels deep for someone who's already taking money from you and didn't have a scheduled maintenance, but decided to delete things and not tell the truth to all of the members in Savings Highway Global? Interesting. So to wrap up, if it's not clear yet, this is why I left Savings Highway Global. Savings Highway Global CEO and his corporate members are not honest people. I'm sure you can gauge that from this video. And if you can't, I wish you all the best of luck. It became very unsafe for my TFT members. They deserve to have a back-end offer that they trust, that they have confidence in, that they have security in. As you can see from literally dozens of pages here, it's not safe. It's not ethical. There's no confidence. There's no security. And last, they stopped paying their members. They specifically said they would not pay because they did not have money coming in. Hi, Ponzi scheme. Yeah, ironically, as I said earlier, out of nowhere, they can pay 100% commissions. What a bribe, Steve Gresham. What a bribe. Cover your lies with a bribe. Good job. I hope this video gave you facts, timeline, and data. Yes, amidst my ad lib and my perception, I hope you can gauge why Savings Highway Global is not safe, why Steve Gresham cannot be trusted, why his supposed corporate leadership is all just hoorahs and people who are probably promised things are dishonest as well, and how it doesn't add up for me. I highly, highly caution you, if you're choosing to stay with Savings Highway Global, to not. You deserve better. As the saying goes, when someone shows you their true colors, believe them. I am not with Savings Highway Global any longer. I was the #1 producer for over a year and a half. For me to completely shift what I'm doing goes without saying. I had the most to lose. And I decided to step away from it because I will not stand with people who are dishonest, people who damage the people I care about the most. And if you are questioning, you're on the fence, should I stay with Savings Highway Global? Should I not? I truly wish you the best of luck, because if I was in bed with someone so snaky, someone so bad, I would hope that things change, but they don't. Someone shows you their true colors, believe them. You deserve to be fully informed. I hope you got value from this video, and I hope that document was helpful. It's also located below this video. If you want to look at it, you certainly can. Have an awesome day. Best wishes to you in business. Caution you about Savings Highway Global. I hope you can gauge that.
What we're going to do in this video is I'm going to break down an apples to apples comparison, and we're just looking at renewals. Okay, not when you bring somebody in, not a fast start bonus, but specifically renewals. Every single month when all of the members on your team renew, I want you to understand how much your potential is to make with both the Savings Highway Global Compensation Plan as well as the myEcon Compensation Plan. And you decide for yourself which is a better fit for you. So what I have here is these are right out of the company information. Again, I'm not just making this stuff up. This is right from the company here. So here you can see the myEcon renewal memberships, and we're going to do the comparison based on 1,000 people on your team. Okay. Not 1,000 people that you personally sponsored, but your team duplicating. In other words, you sponsoring 3 and 3 who help 3 get 3, and so on. And then your team gets to 1,000 people. This is all hypothetical, but again, it's all black and white data for you to decide for yourself. So as having 1,000 people on your team with myEcon, that would put you at the highest rank, which is CEO Infinity. And you can see the dollars all the way to the right, those two columns, $9.50 up to $13.30. And then as it gets below your 6th level on down through infinity, in other words, there's no cap on your income where there would be with Savings Highway Global. You can see that here between $6 and $8.40 on every single renewal, and that's every single month. So you can see the data right there, and we're going to break this down for you all on a dry erase board so you can see it for yourself. Now, let's jump over to the Savings Highway Global Compensation Plan so you can see that. So here is the Savings Highway Global Compensation Plan, and there's a lot of numbers and a lot of data here on this screen, but I want to highlight and I want you to pay very specific attention to one specific thing, because we're only looking at the renewals. So right here specifically, the residual income. So $10, $5, and $1. And this is on the people that are on your team. This is not your personals. This is everybody else that's on your team. So again, in this specific example, hypothetically, you only sponsor 3. The other almost 1,000 people on your team are brought on by somebody else. Okay. So in this example, you would get between $1, $5, or $10 for a renewal for a non-personal. So I hope you understand that right there. And obviously, if you remember the last slide, it ranged from $9.50 on up to 13, and then a little bit lower for people that were in your 6th generation on down or your 6th level on down. So let's head on over to the dry erase board. You can see the numbers for yourself right there. Let's head on over to the dry erase board and let's do an apples to apples comparison. How much money would you make if you had 1,000 people on your team in Savings Highway Global? How much money would you make if you had 1,000 people on your team in myEcon? So now that you have seen the PDFs for both Savings Highway Global as well as myEcon, now what we're going to do is we're going to break down the possibilities here on the dry erase board. So I really want to give you the visual of what the income potential is with both opportunities. And speaking from actual real life experience, I've had involvement with obviously both of these companies. And what I want to do now is break down why we are choosing to partner with myEcon compared to Savings Highway Global. So I want you to have the truth. I want you to have the understanding, and I want you to see what your income potential would be. And again, this is all based on real life black and white data. So yeah, I might throw my opinion out here, but I want to give you good old fashioned honest data, because at the end of the day, Numbers don't lie, my friend, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. So let's head on over here. We're going to start with SHG over on the left-hand side, SHG meaning Savings Highway Global. So obviously, Savings Highway has a matrix, aka the old pyramid, right? So as you're going out there and you're building your matrix, remember what the renewals are. I only specifically want to do this comparison, not talking about the fast starts the day that somebody joins. I want to do this based on the renewals, the month by month comparison, literally just comparing Savings Highway Global renewals to myEcon renewals, and I'll let you decide for yourself which you feel is better. So we're going to do this comparison based on 1,000 people, okay? So just pretend that, I'm going to write this somewhere on the screen here in a minute here, but we're talking specifically about 1,000 people, what you would get paid on if you had 1,000 people on your team. So now if you look at the SHG matrix right here, ideally, if you were to follow the training that the CEO talks about, literally, says help 3, get 3, get 3, and you followed that specific training, you only have 3 personals. So out of 1,000 people, let's just say hypothetical here. And again, we're just talking math. We're just talking numbers. Let's just say that you only have 1,000 people on your team and 3 personals. So I'm just going to put a 3 up here. 3 personals, okay? And everything else, the whole 1,000, the 1K that you got going on right here, okay, that is not your team members. It's not people that you personally sponsored. So over here in the matrix, let's say if it was spillover, if it was you sponsored someone who sponsored someone, whatever it is, and they go to renew, these 1,000 people go to renew, okay, looking at the PDF, the compensation plan that you might have just checked out in the beginning of this video, okay, you could get between 1, 5, or $10, okay, as a renewal. Now, let's just call it what it is. I mean, we obviously know that the majority of the people that join are mostly golds. Okay, they're mostly golds, which is a $20 join, and it's a $1 renewal for you as long as it's not your personally sponsored person, okay? So if you had, and we'll round that up too, because let's say there's some platinums in there, there's some titaniums in there. So let's round that up. But realistically, if you had a matrix with 1,000 people, the majority would be gold. Okay. So let's say we'll split hairs here and we'll say we'll do a $4 renewal, which to be honest with you, I think is being pretty generous. I think it would be closer to 3 between your platinums and titaniums and gold. But I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that we're going to be talking about specifically a $4 renewal. Okay. So I'm going to slap that right here. Okay. And we're going to put $4 renewal. Okay. And again, I'm going to try to get this as close to apples comparisons here as we possibly can, so you can be the judge for yourself. So 1,000 people times a $4 renewal. Okay. So we're just going to do the math, right? 1,000 people times a $4 renewal. Pretty simple math. Okay. We're talking $4,000. Okay. That right there is what would be your, okay. And I'll even change this to red and make it nice and easy for you to see. This would be your monthly income, monthly. Okay. Not per week, but monthly income in Savings Highway Global with 1,000 members. And, you're going to have mostly golds. It just is what it is. You're going to have mostly golds, and you'll probably have a handful of platinums and a small handful of titaniums. And this was on a $4 renewal, which I think is, again, being very generous. This could be $2, even $3 on average of these 1,000 people. Okay. Now, if you agree with me, drop a comment down below if you think it should be higher or lower or whatever. But I think 4 is a very, very nice average, probably on the high side. So now let's come over to myEcon. Let's go check out some of the differences over here. Okay. So with myEcon, you have a unilevel. So the difference between a unilevel. Now, let me back up here for a second. Also, the differences that you need to understand here in the matrix, this caps out, okay, at 12 levels. So meaning anyone that gets down to your 13th level, 14th level, 15th level, when they renew every month, you don't get paid on that. So as an example, let's say you brought an all-star in here on your 10th level and they brought in 50,000 people. You would only get paid on their first two levels in your matrix, which would be your 11th and 12th level. And from level 13 on down, those 50, 100, however many thousand people that they bring in, you don't get paid on that. Okay. Because the matrix will obviously at some point cap out. You also have holes in the matrix. So when someone cancels, there should be, compression, but usually there isn't, because I know we battled for years to try to get compression and it was like pulling teeth. There should be compression in a matrix, but that wasn't really the case. So you could be losing lots of people outside of the matrix. And that happened to me. I mean, I literally had, I don't even know, hundreds and hundreds of people that were outside of my matrix that I wasn't getting paid on. So matrices can be good, but there can also be some downfalls too. So just for you to be aware. So now with myEcon, okay, and the myEcon compensation plan, you have a unilevel. So I'm just going to put you right here. This is the start of your unilevel, which is you. Okay. And then it's going to go out this way. You go wide in a unilevel. So if I sponsor, again, let's just say hypothetically the same thing over here. I sponsor my first person, sponsor my second person, sponsor my third person. And then those people go on and they're going to build their own individual unilevels. Okay. That's going to go down like this. And I'm just drawing this out visually so you can understand it here. Okay. And let's just say hypothetically there's, 300 plus people in each leg. Again, a total of 1,000 people. And I have 3 personally sponsored. Again, all hypothetical here. We're just doing some math. Okay, so if you reference the myEcon compensation plan that I shared in the very beginning here, you're going to be a CEO Infinity, which is the highest rank. So that has you on average, if you look at the PDF, you're earning between $9+ all the way up to $13 on your first 5 levels. And then obviously as you get down 6 levels down and you start getting paid through Infinity, that's going to go down a little bit. So let's take a very conservative happy medium here. Let's take a very conservative and let's call it $7 or even $8. Let's just call it $7.50. Okay. And again, that's being conservative on the low end. Okay. So we're going to say roughly, okay. Again, we're just talking dollars to dollars, apples to apples here. Okay. We're going to say $7.50. And I think that's being a little too conservative, to be honest with you. I think that could actually be a lot higher based on where people are coming in. But I just want to get it, realistic. I want this to be as realistic for you as possible. So 1,000 people times 750 is $7,500. So again, same amount of people, okay? Same amount of people, 2 completely different compensation plans. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm leaning towards the one over on the right here. Because again, we have the same 1,000 people in both plans, and we're just talking about renewals. We're not talking about personal referrals. Okay. So you follow the training given to you by Savings Highway Global, Help 3 Get 3, etc. Call all your friends and family, text 20 people a day, blah, blah, blah. If you wanted to go do that, you can. And you could see by making, bringing in 1,000 people, those would be renewals around $4,000. Could be a little higher if you have a whole ton of titaniums. Could be a lot lower if it's all golds. If this was all golds, this would be closer to $1,000 in renewals versus $4,000 in renewals for Savings Highway Global. Over in myEcon, again, I very much went on the lower side. I could have gone closer to $13 a renewal if they were more on the higher level of membership. But I went very, very conservative. So, I mean, it's a very, very generous difference there. And you can see it for yourself. This is just math. You've seen both compensation plans. You've seen the black and white data. I'm not making any of this up. Okay, this is just numbers. So you compare yourself. Do you want to make more money or do you want to make less money? It's up to you. That's why I wanted to give you this apples to apples comparison so you could just see the difference in renewals. between myEcon compared to Savings Highway Global, which is one of the reasons why we chose myEcon over Savings Highway Global. And there's a lot more stuff behind there, but you can go search those videos on YouTube for all that other not so fun stuff. If you guys are ready to get started, my friend, with myEcon, link in the description down below. Our team is literally the fastest and largest growing team inside of myEcon right now. Go ahead, link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, my friend. Truly appreciate it. And again, just wanted to share this video so you could understand for yourself, straight up apples to apples comparison, one compensation plan compared to the other, and what you get, just straight up data.